live on Facebook, live on Twitch, live on YouTube. All right, everyone, I want to say thank you for joining me yesterday for the introduction. Now we're going to go on to do episode 1. We made it through the sorting hat ceremony and the introductory opening sequence. And so now we actually kind of start the game, and we're going to go ahead and dive on in during this lunch hour for the next 30 to 45 minutes and just kind of see how the story plays out and where we go. Guess this might be something we have to do. I had to reboot my PC. Oh, that's right. We maxed out and went ultra on all the graphic settings. So it probably has to redo everything in that regard. And that's okay. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody on Facebook who showed all the big love, even for earlier today's accidental hour and 15-minute stream. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I have no idea. I just came back and happened to check my phone and noticed my email said, stream results. And I was like, what? Like, I don't remember anything about doing a stream this morning. And so that solves also the mystery of why the computer was not in rest mode.
Just have to wait for the right moment. One moment. Watch this.
Ugh! What is this? Someone threw a dung bomb. Let's get out of here.
That wasn't quite the reaction I wanted. Oh well.
Right. What did you hope would happen?
I suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood. Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class. I'm Everett, by the way. You seem downright calm next to some of these characters, and you survived a rather harrowing trip here.
Harrowing indeed. I'm still a bit on edge myself and a little nervous for classes to start.
Oh, you needn't be worried. Truly, there's no reason to be nervous. Most professors are firm but fair. I mean, not all of the tricks I play are as simple as a tossed dung bomb, and I'm still here.
Wait, did you say most professors are firm but fair?
Ha! I did. But probably best I let you judge for yourself. I do tend to push their limits. I should wander off before someone traces that dung bomb back to me. Nice meeting you.
You too, Everett.
Must be different. Starting Hogwarts is not right either.
I want him to be in the perfect place. A place he'll be happy with. But I can't seem to find it. Great golden gobstones! I want him to thrive here.
Golden gobstones?
My own little expression. I bought this Dittany seedling from home and I so want him to feel cozy. Dittany is amazing, isn't it? So much healing power in such a little plant. I've a bit of a thing for plants, as you can see. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion?
It is. Looks like someone's been studying up on their potion making.
Actually, Professor Fig told me about the Wiggenweld potion.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma, Fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients?
Oh, yes. In fact, our herbology teacher, Professor Garlick, encourages it. And I don't think Professor Sharp, our potions master, cares where you get your ingredients, as long as your brews are all perfect.
An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home. I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
Wow, that was good.
It was nice to meet you, Samantha. Good luck with your Dittany.
Thank you. And good luck to you too on your first day.
It's in my roots.
Potato! Lumos.
I enjoy divination. But when is Professor...
All right. Deep breath.
I remember him from my other one. He's in a quest. I'm not sure if it was Slytherin only or what, or just how I played it out, but...
Why, hello. Would you like to take a look? Can't see too much in the day. Well, except for stars like Sirius, Canopus, Vega, and Arcturus. I'm Amit. Pleasure to have you in Ravenclaw. Never met someone who's been so close to a dragon before.
Can't say I'd recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy.
Oh, yes. So much to be learned from the stars. Also, there's something about the open air and night sky above the tower. It's invigorating. You will adore astronomy. Professor Shaw is incredibly knowledgeable.
I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all fifth years. You will be enthralled with the tower. Plus, a quality telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of class, better get to my first one of the year. Nothing like the smell of fresh parchment, is there? Be seeing you!
Hey there, new Ravenclaw. Professor Weasley is looking for you just outside. You'd best not keep her waiting. I'll be reading.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Oh?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean?
That
you
is
keep
funny.
Track of what
Dark
I'm learning?
Horseman.
Perhaps
You mean in real life or in the
action
Harry
will
Potter
answer any
universe?
questions you may have.
Because in real life,
With
yeah,
me, and we shall
certainly.
put it to the test.
Excellent source of tax revenue.
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student.
Yeah, I guess.
Why don't you cast Revelio on this bust?
What
and see
age did they
details the
graduate in
field
Harry
guide
Potter?
can provide?
Lumos. Revelio.
(17 to 18). Yeah, then they'd have, a couple more years. Maybe like advanced study. I think the coming of age in most European countries, isn't it? 16 to 17.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes
In Spain, I
open
know
for
the
more
legal age of
opportunities
consent is
like
16 because I
that,
used to live there.
inside and outside of the castle.
It's always so weird for me, kind of like, weird cultural adjustment when I did study abroad there.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
I was monk status, though, so I didn't do anything, if you're wondering. I was celibate. But I just always thought how it is different, how all that's like different in every different country. In the UK, maybe it is like kind of 17. I know, right, Germany, right? Like legal drinking age
Good
is
timing.
16.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Which I've heard, makes a lot of sense because you learn how to handle your alcohol before you get behind the wheel of a car. Oh, nice. Okay. I never knew that I could rotate around it like this. When I played on PlayStation 5, I never rotated it like that around to the other side. That is so silly. But I'm just finding that out. In this one, Ravenclaw, my little brother was a Ravenclaw in real life, quote unquote. That's what he
And here we are. Quite the time saver.
would always get when he took
These
the
stairs
tests.
lead directly to Central Hall.
When I took the test on PlayStation 5, I didn't stream
You
it,
can
but I
get
got
almost anywhere
Slytherin.
in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
And I enjoyed the Slytherin storyline on my
Always something
PlayStation
happening
5.
Here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Ugh, I can't wait.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible. To
I'm
replace the
absolutely
supplies
in
you
love
lost
with
on the
this
way
game.
here.
I was in love with it on PlayStation 5. And I don't know what made me quit. I started I play Apex, or I will again when I feel up to it, but I'll play Apex Legends on PS5 and fold laundry because I have my PlayStation on a stand-up desk. But on my PC, I finally did get a 4090 and a nice rig and everything. So I guess maybe like Cyberpunk 2077 I started playing. I know Dragon's Dogma 2 came out at some point. Then my buddy talked me into Far Cry 5, which I'm really enjoying. And then Icarus was on sale one weekend. It had like a half price and a free trial, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. I just like absolutely fell in love with Icarus. And just the whole base building survival thing. It's always such a fun concept to see how the different kinds of games do it. And on Icarus I would stream, and from streaming Icarus I kind of found their community and made some new friends who introduced me to games like Satisfactory and Enshrouded. So I've just been bebopping around to other games, and I enjoyed playing Harry Potter, but I always have been upset that I haven't finished Demon Souls either on PS5, so I probably tried to play that a little bit. And also, when I got my gaming rig, I had not played the Dark Souls mod Daughters of Ash yet. So I tried that out. I wish I had read more reviews before diving into playing Daughters of Ash, because it's a very good effort, and I'm not smart enough to even attempt to mod a game or recreate a game like that, and I thought it would be fun. So for one person to create an entirely new storyline and modify so much, it is difficult, and so you really have to like use an online guide, I guess, to understand some of the complexities. But I got stuck very early on with Daughters of Ash, and so yeah, just been bebopping around. But since all of this happened with my younger bro, I'm going to get a play through this, because as in the description, he's very big into Harry Potter. And I just haven't been able to bring myself to play any other video games. They just don't seem worth it. And this is the only one that makes me feel like is worth any of my effort or time right now. So I'm going to be doing a series on this of just playing like maybe 45 minutes to an hour every night. Not every night, of course, but when I get the free time. And today it's kind of during the lunch hour. I do have some more work-related stuff I gotta go do over here in my work area. And then most of my work-related stuff is actually this evening. I gotta drive around and pick up a check and work on a materials list and stuff. So. Uh-oh. What's happened with my controller? There we go. Just this is what I
will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Whoop whoop.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Okay.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
I'm truly sorry. For all eternity. Get away from me!
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit.
I choose garlic.
We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Revelio.
I can appreciate Hogsmeade all year round.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oops, sorry, everybody.
Fresh snow.
Always wondered what.
Handy
And
resource
then the
indeed.
werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where
Oh,
were
these
you?
are always fun.
In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752.
And by the end of it,
Oh my
the
God,
Minister
Peeves.
for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
3,
It was Basil
0.
Flack.
Ooh, thank the
I
Lord.
have
Golden
completely
time.
forgot how to
The
solve
Minister of
these,
Boot,
but-
the Minister of Flack.
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't give Peeves a smack. She says it's a boot,
That's
and he
right.
says it's a flack.
I can't concentrate with
Enough.
Peeves
You'll
over
get
there
us
yelling
all
either.
detention.
Jeez. I know it has something to do with math and stuff. Anyway. Thought those little puzzles were always a little fun.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Yeah, and plus Peeves was over there just cackling and talking away.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone.
Very tempted to
Enough of
skip
that.
all of these scenes.
Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
That would have taken 3 or 4 times as long.
I've always
on
found
my
that
PlayStation
fun
5.
goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of
Yeah,
sport?
I would agree
Put
with
our
that.
prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Star Wars would have been so much better without Jar Jar Binks.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm. That's it! Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them. Very good! Excellent control there. Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Here we go.
You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
Almost.
That is how it's done.
What do you think? Can we knock hers off and get mine into the 50? Oh no.
Brilliant. Here we go. Yes!
All right, you got to risk it for the biscuit. Risk it for the biscuit. Here we go.
Accio.
Splendid!
Nice.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Yeah, about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to wrap this one up.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Watch this.
Oop. Oh no! Good to know, good to know. Oh!
Easy for me, are you? Be sharp.
Oh, it counted. I thought it might not count.
That is how it's done.
Very good.
Very good.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Accio.
All right.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
I feel like it was so much harder for me on the PlayStation 5.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Yeah, maybe I can get the Defense Against the Dark Arts class done, and then that'll be kind of like a good first episode. Because tonight, I will not be able to play, I don't think, because all my work stuff is kind of...
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can.
A word, if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Hello. How was your first day coming
Hello,
along?
Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
All of the shopkeepers like me. I know they do. They always...
Yay, side quest. All right. That is so funny. I never knew that I could rotate it. Okay, we're going to see if we could do defense against the dark arts class, and then we will call it a day. Maybe I will get lucky tonight, depending on how things go. And we might do another continuation.
Revelio.
Oh, yeah. I have to have the sneak charm or whatever. The sneak spell. Yeah, this game is just, it's so fun and just so... I think they did a good job, to say the least. You know, I don't know how much they had to fix after it was released, like traditional game studios do, but I can tell you this game is not broken, has a lot of replayability, it's very gorgeous. I mean, just how different it is already, not in these two classes, but just the opening and the fact that you can play as a male or a female, you have your 4 different houses. I understand that, you know, there's a lot that's going to be similar, but just the amount of everything, period. Impressive. Quite impressive.
Settle
all you've got?
Sebastian, yeah, he's in the Slytherin quests.
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Yeah, I started a female character on PS5. I'm pretty sure as a witch. I'll have to
Age
see
matters very little.
kind of like what.
Today we will review a spell that has
Actually, that's a
saved
good
me
quote
from
to the
death
wise
at the
age
hands of
matters
dark
here.
wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity.
Definitely just like
especially in
figuring
the
out
heat of battle.
what the difference
Now,
between the witch and the
let's
wizard
practice
quest line
what
is.
we've
There's
just
got to
learned,
be a difference.
Starting with something small.
And like, can you do a male witch and a female wizard? I mean, that you could choose at the beginning. I'm sure it wouldn't be a thing, but you know, like how many different variables are there? You know, does it create for the game?
Levioso!
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent. As now, good. Well done.
Levioso!
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego.
Fine.
You may begin.
No Accio involved.
Protego! This should be easy. Good. Protect. How perceptive. Like Levioso. Good form. I know. First duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Oh man, the dark arts battles.
Professor.
So, I'd advise you to
Those.
keep practicing whenever you can.
Absolutely,
Perhaps Mr.
so
Sallow
much
has some
fun.
ideas for you.
Where you go in and
Again,
battle the
well
wizards.
done
Oh my
today.
gosh,
I shall
man.
reach out soon with additional
And you could use
assignments.
I forget what they're called. You know, the spells
That's
where you can
enough
use
spectacle for one day.
the
Class
bad
is
ones.
dismissed.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Imelda.
Always thought Levioso was for first years.
Good old
Not anymore.
Imelda.
Nice work.
All right. Side quest, maybe main. I don't know. Maybe he is not just a Slytherin only quest.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Oh,
Fair
fight
enough.
words.
You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned
Yes, thank you.
dueling organization.
The unforgivable curses.
Exclusive and unsanctioned.
Crucio.
Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you.
A Mass
You're up to me
Effect
soon.
style game
Perhaps somewhere
for like
unsanctioned.
biotics,
We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck.
or just any
or
kind of
actual
Mass Effect type
skill.
game with this kind of
Look
setup.
for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
This Mass Effect Andromeda was just like such a not
Till next
not a good game. Such a not good game. Alright, quest complete. Gonna save it up here. But yeah, a Mass Effect game with like a big university or something, or maybe like a sub story of, you know, what the L1 and L2 biotics have to go through to learn. But yeah, I've got some organization and stuff to do over in my work area and get ready for my job this afternoon, and then I'm probably gonna go hit the gym. But Dark Burst, man, thank you for joining me throughout the stream. It means a lot to me, and I guess my brother is watching down from heaven. It would mean a lot to him as well. And I'll either be on later tonight